tools together. Over the past 3 months, we've built quite a few co-pilots, including content AI tools, strategists, tools for documentation, legal, even like personal VAs. And there'll be more coming week in and week out. All right, so I'm going to start sharing my screen. Hopefully, it's not too distracting as people come in, but appreciate everyone's busy. So I'm also recording in the background, so I could share the recording with you guys. I like my sessions interactive. If at any point you've got any questions, just raise your hand, or if I don't notice you guys raising your virtual hands, there's a button below. Just literally interrupt me. I don't mind. Okay, so growth strategist, scale your business without the overhead costs. Using the chat, can you tell me how big is your team right now? One. Hey, Steph. We've got solo entrepreneurs here. Same. One plus AI team. I love that. We've got 2 to 4, 3, 10. I love seeing lean teams. This is exactly what we've built the platform for. So we have built the platform for lean teams, and the platform is designed so that lean teams can design their own tools based on their needs. Was there a question? Did someone raise their hand? I'm admitting people in. Okay, perfect. Growth strategies used to take time and a lot of money. I used to belong in a growth team. I joined a startup with a wait list, but we were a team of 20, and that team grew to 400 after 2 years and 3 million users. We were heavily funded, and we had the budget to be able to scale from a team perspective and also from a technology perspective. But that is no longer the case. We've got AI now. The process no longer has to be slow and inefficient. We can now leverage AI to quickly build custom growth plans, analyze data, and generate actionable insights without having to rely on others or sacrificing your own time. Has anyone started building AI companions or collaborators that strategize with them in the room? Any assistants you've built, or do you use ChatGPT or Claude? Just a tiny bit, yes. Chatbots. And would anyone be able to share how you use AI tools right now for strategies? Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, I earlier in the year I created a custom GPT that was trained on like all of my like proposals, like my LinkedIn, like just whole bunch of data, like 12 pages of PDFs. And a real use case was I had a spur of the moment speaking engagement, and I used it to strategize what to present. And because the audience was going to be like students and professionals, so I had like in 10 minutes we were able to get like the talking points for both audiences, and then the speaking engagement went over well.
Amazing. No, that's a great use case. Using your own expertise and scaling that by using AI. Mark says I'm teaching ChatGPT about my reality. I love that. Me too. Anyone else? Has anyone used custom GPTs or AI tools to help with their P&L, financial modeling, onboarding, their metrics? Great. So this session is for you. I see a lot of new faces here. Welcome again. And before you're wondering who is this woman, my name is Shen. That's how you say it. I'm the co-founder of Launchlemonade, and I'm also the director of Scale That Thing. I specialize in growth, product marketing, and product development. I've been operating predominantly in the finance fintech space. I've also worked in deep tech, but I've been integrating and delivering AI powered solutions for a while now. The first chatbot that I trained was in 2018 using NLP, and I've delivered like fraud models, credit models, affordability models. And so I'm quite familiar with how powerful AI can be in making businesses profitable. Um, but again, I worked for businesses that had the budget to train, a chatbot with 200 real people agents for a 6 month period before delivering that. And then after delivering that, we saw a 20% increase in resolution rate. And this was in 2018, when no one wanted to call it AI or machine learning. Like, people were asking me, my stakeholders were asking, is it actually machine learning though? And now here we are. And it's amazing to see how the technology has progressed. And this is why we've built Launch Lemonade, because we believe that everyone should be able to benefit from what big companies have already used AI for. So, like I mentioned, over the past 3 months, we've covered building business tools, whether that was in legal or biz docs, content for social scripts, and soon we'll be doing image generation and email sequences as well. We've also built assistants like a virtual assistant, and soon we're going to be teaching you how to become an AI powered coach, how to build brand strategies, how to and last week we did a research tools, like a competitor analysis tools, and today we're going to talk about how to build your own custom growth tools. So I'll just dive straight into it. Today, I'll teach you how to build your own custom growth team that focuses on P&L analysis and strategy. Do you guys know what P&L is? Profit and loss, yep. And then we'll also build a financial modeling analyst and strategist. So the unsexy stuff. So we'll build tools for you so that you can extend yourselves and get help with what we call the unsexy stuff. And we'll also,
Shem,
yes?
sorry to butt in. Would you mind like putting these slides in kind of like presenter view or like maximize? Because I'm just struggling to read what's on screen there.
Sure.
I was
should...
wondering if it was just me.
No,
I know we can see all of your canvases, just so you're aware of what we can see.
Thank you so much.
No, not at all. I just wanted to read what was on there. Thank you.
No worries. That was second to the last slide, actually. So, but my bad. Yeah. So we're gonna build today. How many? So we've got 20 minutes. A P&L analyst and strategist, financial modeling analyst and strategist, and onboarding analyst and strategist. Any questions on what these three are? So when I was in growth roles, the best skill that I really worked hard on getting was to be able to read data and make something out of that data. And so today I wanted to share some of the tools that I think would really help you build growth strategists, again, without the overhead costs. Okay, Harry, welcome. I've just finished the intro and we're gonna start building now. The next slide is a demo. So I'm gonna show you a demo of the tools that I've built specifically for this task, right? Oops, not that one. Everyone see the yellow screen? Perfect. Okay, so I have built all these tools on Launchlemonade using different language models. And before I show you how to build them, and we'll build them together, I want to show you how it works first. So pre-built in these AI assistants or agents are knowledge about made-up business. Let's call it brand X. It's got its performance metrics from Q1, Q2, and Q3 from a P&L perspective, also from an onboarding perspective, and then a view of my business metrics for forecasting. So it's already got pre-built in. And imagine when I was a growth product manager, the first thing that I did was open my dashboards and look at numbers. Sometimes I didn't make any sense of them, but then over time I knew where to look at. But with these tools, you could simply ask and you get the answers. So let's use the P&L specialist first. So I have some pre-built questions here. And I'm going to show you the data that it has access to actually, so you have an understanding. My computer is not playing ball. All right. So the data that it has access to, as I mentioned, why won't it? So the data it has access to is something like this. So this is what, like, you know, like a small to medium size P&L, onboarding metrics and financial modeling would look like. I've seen many versions of this for startups. So for example, for P&L, we've got like a breakdown of the revenue. This is made up. These are not our numbers. I mean, I wish they were, but not mine. Gross profit, costs, tax, net income, and then for onboarding metrics, is a breakdown of like how well each step of the onboarding process is converting from Q1, Q2, Q3, some notes, and then from this financial modeling sheet is a view and a breakdown of our annual recurring revenue, burn rate, and so on and so forth. So has anyone never seen anything like this before? Okay, good. So this is the P&L specialist, and all I have to do is ask it questions like, what is my gross profit margin for Q3? And how does it compare to Q1 and Q2? I could even use my microphone if I wanted to, or I could cut that question. My laptop is like not very slow today.
It's frozen. Frozen.
It's not frozen, it's just slow.
Okay, okay.
I think
I got it now.
Yeah, I overworked it. But all right, so now I'm asking a question about my sheet. And the idea here is I could have conversations with it throughout the year. I could probably interact with it once a week and just, you know, like ask it questions like, how healthy is the business right now? How like I'm seeing that last week we spent marketing cost this amount for this. How will these metrics move? So I ask it for the question, what is my gross profit margin for Q3 and how does it compare to Q1 and Q2? It's giving me executive summary of how we've performed. The revenue has shown consistent quarter-over-quarter growth of 10 to 15%. So it's starting to give me an analysis, a cost of goods sold breakdown, the gross profit margins, and then telling me that there is a gradual increase in gross profit margins across the quarters, indicative of strategic pricing, increased sales, and cost management efficiencies. And it's given me recommendations that are actionable. So I've designed it to give me actionable recommendations based on my question. Maintain revenue growth, cost control, operational efficiencies, market positioning, and risk management. Startups or businesses before would have had to rely on teams that they talk to day in and day out to produce something like this. But now you could have like some like a tool that you can work with. Yes. Who raised their hand first? I'll let you guys choose because I can't see. I think I see Steph.
Sorry, I think Oscar went first.
Okay, Oscar.
wants to go.
No, my question is simply, once you generate this report, can you export this in some way, like a PDF or something? Or you
Absolutely.
just copy and paste?
Yep, you can export. You can send to an email. And you can have tools integrated with it as well so that it automatically gets sent to an email, for example, or a document.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes, Steph?
I apologize if I missed this. What's the model that you're using for this?
I will show you. I believe so.
Oh,
For the
sorry.
3 examples, I used a Grok, which is a Llama fine-tuned model. One is Anthropic, and the other one is GPT 4.0. I think this one is 4.0.
Okay, and so it's kind of, so I understand, is it like one model per exercise, or are you combining different models and tinkering for like one purpose?
For this team, I just built. I chose one model for each purpose, so it's
Yeah.
tailored to that. But
Yeah.
But you know, you can go wild. You can choose multiple language models for singular workflows as well.
Sure. And sorry, my follow-up question to that was the reliability, especially as it relates to hallucination. So especially when it does come to numbers, I'm just aware of the difference between, I can't remember the names, but the difference between AI generating answers that it thinks sounds plausible versus the actual reasoning capabilities.
Absolutely. So all LLMs are designed to hallucinate. And what I mean by that is that it's designed to make something up based on what it's been trained on. So everything in essence is a hallucination. It's, they made it up based on what they know. Now, ChatGPT, like if you remember a few months ago, like ChatGPT was hallucinating all the time, giving us false links and responses. But they have configured it in such a way that now it's reduced that, and actually it's performed better every model that comes out. It's the same on Launchlemonade. It depends on how you've configured it, the guardrails that you design for your tools, and also making sure that you've switched on the right tools to help that tool. So we have search function on, for example. So if you want to use live links, you want to enable that search function. We basically design a platform that allows people to design their own kind of tools depending on what they need.
Thank you. That's really helpful. So I guess just with, again, numbers in this particular example, where essentially like we essentially using this as like a conversational calculator, just to like oversimplify it. And so with that model selected for this particular exercise, does that mean that like you've chosen one that has that calculator like
Capabilities, yeah.
as opposed
Accuracy.
to like having
yeah.
Sorry.
Accuracy capabilities, and also in the knowledge are my numbers. So it's going to always use the knowledge that I've added in, which I'll show you how later. So it's already has pre-built in at the back end the numbers of my business. So it's always going to use that as reference when it gives an output. So it's going to come up with an answer based on
it has the context.
Correct.
And so which one did you say? You said this was 4.0?
I think this was GPT 4.0 potentially.
Okay, cool.
And we'll confirm that in a bit.
No worries. Thank you.
Oscar?
Yeah, my question is, do we have any way, like Stephanie was asking, about making sure that it's not a hallucination? Can we have something like an auditing tool to make sure that it's given the right numbers?
Absolutely. You test it first. And like any product that you're developing, you QA, you test, and you optimize.
So if you test it one time, doesn't mean that it is going to be the same later on when the LLM gets updated, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. So like any product, with any product, especially for customer facing ones, you want to test for edge cases, for weird questions, and you want to test as much as you can, kind of like stress test it before you're comfortable like providing a tool for your customer. And that's the same in every product development, but the difference is you can do it yourself. You won't need a team. But the process is the same because you're essentially building these tools as well. Now, for internal tools, the risks are lower, right? So you might want to test it a couple of times, check the number, but instead of calculating from end to end, you kind of have an outline, do some checks, and then validate. Pretty much the same with any experience with AI tools. Yes, the last question for this one. Yes, what's your name?
It's Lucy actually, and you know what? Perfect segue, because I was like, I hope we get to the actual building of it, because I think a lot of these questions will be answered when we're building.
Exactly. So, before I do that, because it's just gonna be quick, and I have the cheat sheet for everyone ready to copy and paste as well. After during this call, I want to show you like an example question of what we can ask the financial modeling expert, then affect my profitability. For example, I asked it, how will increasing my CAC by 10 affect my profitability? So, imagine like you're ready to scale your business and you're thinking about investing in Google paid ads or Facebook marketing, but you're not sure how that's going to impact your business. So you could simply ask your tool, which is, how is this not? Oh, not. And it's supposed to work. Oh my god, this demo is not. Okay, I think I broke it, but I'll show you how I built it anyway. Which is here. I'm gonna check that one first. Why is it not working? So I think it's not working because Grok, which I really like, it's designed to be super fast. That was oh yeah. So which is designed to be a super fast language model. I've noticed hasn't been very consistent. So I'm going to quickly change that to GPT 4.0. But these are the language models available on the platform. So once you land on the platform, you simply add a tool, choose a language model, go to instructions, and design your experience. You can design a welcome message to nudge just your user to perform how you expect them to perform or interact with your tool. And then you write down your instructions. You've got your role, your task, rules to follow, and the output. Now, there are many ways that you can build in your knowledge or data. You could add your JSON file or your like JSON script within the instruction box, or you could upload it as a document or use our web scraping tool if the knowledge is in like a published somewhere. Once you've done that, the next step is really just to configure the descriptions. Make sure that if your tool requires to get information online, then you have to make sure that this is toggled on, for example, which is enable search. If you think that you'll be using it to analyze documents that you'll be uploading, you enable this as well. And then this is where you set up like your workflows. Do you want it emailed? Do you want it saved in a document? And this is where you test. So you can test and QA your tool before you publish, or if it's a customer facing tool, before you make it available online. So now I'm going to show you the Google Doc with 5 minutes. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share the documents now. This is where I've built all where all the instructions are saved. In call messages, we've got some messages. I'm sorry I missed that. Okay, so which model are you using, please, Shen, and what's the reliability? Yup. Will we receive a template? Yup. Okay, so the templates are here. Those are the instructions. And while you're opening that and maybe copy pasting in your own accounts, I'm going to retest this question for my growth strategist. So how will increasing my CAC by 10 affect my profitability over the next 6 months? So now it's making a calculation to determine how an increase in your CAC by 10 will affect your profitability over the next 6 months. Let's perform some calculations based on the financial metrics you provided. So current CAC 60, increased CAC 70, and then it's making an analysis, the impact analysis. Total additional cost over 6 months equals 280 customers times 10 equals 2,800. And I think so. Well, from the I'm not very good at math, but that sounds accurate. And then there's new revenue per new customer calculated as well. And also a note, a recommendation. It's important to note that this calculation is a simplified model and does not take into account any changes in churn rate, additional operational efficiencies, and then some recommendations. Yes, there was a question. I can't, let me see who that person is. Unmute yourself. Yes, Andy.
Hi, Shan.
Hi.
Hi. So the thing is that just to understand the process, basically, it feels in terms of familiarity, it feels as if we would build a GPT, but a super powerful GPT that would be connected to other models, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's the foundation. Because the thing is that when I tried something new, I like to how familiar am I with the process? So it would be sort of like that process that perhaps everybody in the room might be already used to, right?
Yes, absolutely. It is very similar. The difference is you choose from different language models. You also add features in like search, long memory. So you could add long memory function in. So you can have conversations to it and refer, oh, do you remember that conversation we had yesterday? Can you just review that? You can build kind of like a foundation with it. And also, if for customer facing GPTs, you have view of your users' data, so you can use it to optimize your tools, and you also have a view of analytics, like how many visited that page, your growth metrics, your users as well. And you can once you have like a user base, let's say you have 100 using your tool, you can download your users, you can even send an invite. So it's basically like a CRM capability, so you can remarket, target, if that makes sense.
I see. And yeah, absolutely. And would that be, for example, would my GPT or my app, my chatbot, whatever it is that I built, would be living in Lemonade, or could I deploy it elsewhere?
You could deploy it
For example,
elsewhere.
to my blog, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually building capability to embed a chatbot in the in your website, but you can also add a subdomain like this. So this is my subdomain. It's called Startup Suite, for founders that who wants help in improving their pitch decks, product positioning, and strategy.
Thank you.
So that could be an option as well. Yes, next question.
So my name's Lucy. I'm
Hi,
sorry, I
Lucy.
don't know how to change my name on there. But so currently we are not able to embed this widget onto our website.
Currently, how our customers are doing it is via either a button or a subdomain, but we are very close at delivering the embeddable function. Maybe next week, actually. We've been working on it for the past month.
So the basically the whole building of the bot is awesome. So you've got your team of experts, and then you have the ability, I was just playing with on the business page, to create that kind of storefront and then create. Is that going to be covered today, or am I kind of
This is covered. So this is your storefront. Okay. Yeah. So this is mine. I've had this for the past, I think I launched this in February. And my website is ciensolon.com. So I've just added app, and this is my kind of like subdomain.
And so if we wanted to do let's say we have investor pitches coming up and we want to be able to demonstrate the capability that we've got this team of, automated bots that either support a small business or a member, and we can sell them. And we wanted to show that. 100%. We go ahead and go through the process of still setting up the store, and then it's really just there. And then, so let's just say they subscribe, and then they, do the virtual coach.
Absolutely.
And so they get a button that then is, then there's like integration on the back end to then their site, depending on how we would have to build that, like to Salesforce or to another CRM, or is it on them?
No, so you mean like so basically you'll build an AI tool on Launchlemonade, and you'll integrate it with a CRM.
Let's say the it's a sales coach, and we want this bot to, converse with the new website member to a point and a goal of conversion.
Okay.
And so then, and let's just say we perfected it, we tested it, and now I want to go ahead and sell it, because everybody wants a free salesperson,
Yeah.
right? And so then just what's been the process? So the new client purchases a subscription, right?
Yep.
And so then without an embeddable widget, I guess I'm just a little bit lost. So they would put a button on their site, say, click here if you need help, right?
Yeah. So right now they put a button on their site, but also most of our users just use our template. So, like this is a website in itself. So I say, here's my business. It's a startup suite. And you have access to all the tools that you need to function as that you need, that you're buying
Okay,
from me,
right. So
basically.
client gets access. They put the button on their site. And so the ability to new user comes to the website. Oh, yay. I'm 83 years old and I'm fat and I want some help. And so is that those tags being captured for them to do something with?
Yep.
Like at what point does it come into their CRM, I guess?
To their CRM, to the client CRM who is using the tool. You have to set it up for them. So, and we can discuss this, by the way, Lucy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't want to
No.
overdo this. I'm just trying to get to the full circle.
No,
of how we can actually
absolutely.
come real world.
Yeah, so you set it up for them. So you have to the platform allows you to build your AI tools for your customers, let's say that you want to sell, and you can set it up in such a way that you can connect it to the right tools to deliver your value proposition or the product that you've envisioned. It is down to the design and kind of like the integrations that you add in. So ours is the language model capabilities. We've integrated Zapier in so that ideas like that can come to life as well. But yeah, it would need, like, I think based on what I'm understanding, some integrations. You probably need like a couple of front end tools, like a website, and then connect it to Launchlemonade and do some integrations to get all of the ideas that you have come to life.
Which is where the big bucks come in, where we can charge.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
No worries,
I love
that's
it.
fine. We've run out of time, although I'm staying. But before everyone goes, I do have a WhatsApp community. I don't know, some of you guys may not have WhatsApp, but our WhatsApp community